Welcome to Startalk with your hosts, Colin and Marty.
Hey, welcome to Startalk. This is Colin, and we've got Marty with us.
Hey, welcome, guys.
Great to be here on a Tuesday night. Nice to see some people already in the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome, Noah. Welcome, Philip, Dan, Doss. Welcome back, Chris. And my apologies for not being here last week. I had a concert last week, and it was quite a bit out of town. And I got to tell you, it was the most unique venue I've ever played. It was on the bank of a river, and across the river was a sheer cliff that went straight up miles. And there were kids on the rocks, on the ledges, and they were jumping into the river. And so looking out from the stage, I could see the river and the rocks and the huge wall of stone. But the place looked like Swiss Family Robinson. It was all these kind of tree houses and thatched roofs and whatnot. So there was a band on before me, a blues band. They were really good. The drummer actually reminded me of Jerry Adolph a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and but great blues band. And so when they finished, I did a show and to end off the night.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, because of the time difference, that I'd be able to jump on the podcast last week, but the time changed. So rather than being 2 hours ahead, I'm only an hour, so I didn't make it. But I know that you guys did a good job with Gary Moore. Great to see him again. And it was always a pleasure doing the Little Richard show with Gary. So hopefully we can get him on again so I can say hi.
Oh, absolutely.
But who else? Terry just joined us.
Yeah.
And My Crypto Adventures, of course. Great to see you guys again.
They're great, yeah.
And we've got a great show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a special guest who has been on before, but this is a little bit different. Free the Goats. Yeah, and we're going to have an update on that, maybe some nuggets. And hello, Val. Welcome to Startalk Live.
Hey.
So make sure if you got any questions to throw them in the chat, and we'd love to kind of get a dialogue going. In the meantime, how are you doing, Martino? What's going on?
Well, I'm doing well, Col.
You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Your beard looks a little trimmer.
Oh, much trimmer, yeah. The season's coming to an end for the shoot, and I talked to the producer, and he said, you can thin it down and eventually lose it in probably a couple of weeks, so I'll get rid of it. And then the next season that we're going to go into, I'm just going to probably just have a 3-day growth, a different image, not a full beard anymore.
A little different look.
Yeah, a little.
Well, you've got you can carve away and have a little bit of fun.
Oh yeah, I can definitely carve away. I can do a mustache. I can do a goatee. I can do long sideburns. There's a lot.
I remember I did a fundraiser once where I shaved off half my mustache, and then they were auctioning off to see what people would pay if I shaved the other half. And that was a lot of fun.
Well, when we had the pleasure of having you on one of the spaces with us, and we were all chatting that one night, you, me, and Garnet on there, and then it was Nora and a bunch of different people. Well, this time around, Garnet has been sending me out some invites, and I've been fortunate I was available. And one night, Call, you'd like this guy. His name is Rankin Ruff. Really nice guy. And we got to talking about collectibles, and you know me and collectibles, goods, small, whatever. So the first thing that came up in the conversation was non-sports cards, and we got into that for a little bit. Then we crossed over into sports.
Where's the guy from? Rankin Ruff. What a great name.
It's a tremendous name. I don't know. We might have to call upon Garnet to get a location for Rankin Ruff.
We might have to bring him on the show.
Oh, yeah. He's a great collectibles guy. He was in Asia at the time, residing in L.A. I know that. He said he resided in L.A. I don't know, past or current, but he was in Asia at the time he was talking with Garnet and myself. Needless to say, he's got to talking about Gretzky and the rookie year. Mm-hmm. And then he says, oh, I got a Gretzky rookie card. I go, what?
Really?
Meantime, he sends
it. Oh, look at that.
He sends it, sealed up and everything, but not graded. And as we all know, grading is the way to go. The lower the grade, the least amount of money. So possibly in the worst condition, this Gretzky card could probably be around $1,500. But as
US.
correct, as the grade goes up, the money goes up.
Yeah.
And this one, by what I'm seeing here, looks really, really good. If this was like up there, up the ladder, anything beyond a 9, he's into 5 figures.
Yeah.
On the low, he could be at 20. I think the highest one I've ever seen sell was 27,000. A friend of mine had 20 of them. 20 of them. He put them in auction. The lowest one went for 10. The highest one went for 27, and whatever went in between. So needless to say, the man made a fair bit of money with his Gretzky cards.
Gretzky's a goat.
Gretzky is a goat.
Greatest of all time. Thank you, Val. That was perfect.
Yeah, excellent. And thank you to our friend Rankin Ruff for doing that. Gretzky is a goat, Val says. But I have a great Gretzky story.
Okay.
We were playing here. The LA Kings were playing against the Canucks. And we were doing the Paul Anka show. And I was Paul's driver. And Don Costa, who was Frank Sinatra's musical director, as well as Anka's musical director, was there as the musical director for the big band that accompanied Anka. And we performed 25 shows at the CBC for a big special. One of the guests happened to be Wayne Gretzky. Now, I went down to the Coliseum, picked him up, took him to the hotel.
Yeah.
Got his girlfriend, now, well, then I think it was girl/fiance, then wife kind of thing, Vicky Moss. And then I brought them to the CBC, blah, blah. And then Costa comes to me and he says, "Where's that guy? Where is he?" I says, "He's in the dressing room." He says, "Give this to him." I said, "What is it?" He says, "It's a cassette of what I need him to do." He says, "It's a recording." So I says, "What do you need him to do?" I says, "He's a hockey player. He's not a singer." I says, "If you want him to shoot a puck 90 miles an hour into the back window and blow it out, great. But he's not singing. He doesn't sing." No, he'll sing. He says, he'll sing. Anyways, he says, "You take this to him." So I knock on the door. I take this cassette in. There's a cassette player there already, preset. I says to him, "Wayne, you're not on for about another hour and a half. So relax, going to get you a refreshment, whatever." Like, you know, the green room that we're in.
Yeah.
Hands and that. You're familiar. So the long and the short of it is, I put the tape in. I cue it up. What is it? Charlie Daniels, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. They want Gretzky to sing this.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to you on a stack of Bibles. And he says, "Marty, what am I going to do? I can't sing." Or I said, "Well, you know, big orchestra, they'll be playing there. Costa will be directing. You'll mount, you know, there's a teleprompter, you know, whatever. Just do your best."
So
you know,
he wanted them to lip sync it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not a singer. So I says, "I'm going to leave you now, and I want you to devote a little time and learn the song and the lyric and everything to the song." Sure. In leaving, I leave the door ajar a little bit. I run to my production office. I grab my camera, video camera, and I stand on the outside of the door. And here's Wayne Gretzky in the dressing room rehearsing "The Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Karaoke to the
Karaoke. Exactly. Karaoke. Unbelievable. And then Costa comes around the corner and he says to me, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I was just going to knock on the door and see how Wayne's doing." He didn't know I was filming. He just caught me by surprise. There was nobody in the hallway. It was a deserted area. So I immediately ran back to the production office, put my camera away, forget all about it. And then when I walked him onto the stage, all the press was there and they're taking pictures and that. So in his bag in the dressing room, he says, "Here, put this on." I says, "What is it?" He says, "It's a jersey. It's a jersey. Edmonton Oilers," in his bag. Beautiful. So I said, "You want me to wear this?" He says, "Yeah," and walked me in. So I put it on, and I walked him in, and
Did it have Gretzky on the back?
I didn't look. Because I just pulled it over. I was so excited. I pulled it over. I didn't see if it had a 99 or anything. I know it had an Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
I walked alongside him, put him on the stage. At the end of the segment, I went back to the dressing room. I peeled it off, and I said, "Wayne, here, thank you." He says, "No, you keep it."
You keep it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have it, and I
Did
think
you get him to sign it though?
at that time, to be honest with you, he was in the dressing room. It was a game that night. There was a small window. I had to get him out of the CBC and drive him all the way across town in a snowstorm
Wow.
in Vancouver. Unheard of, a snowstorm. And I have to take him back to Great One. But
Well, he's from Edmonton. He would have been used to that.
oh,
so-
no, as are you, as are I. But we've been having a lot of fun. As I say, I'm going small. Here's one for everybody. As we all know, or may not know, Brian Jones is accredited as the founder of the Rolling Stones. It's been said many times.
No,
this
it says
happens
he's
to
got a
be-
Gretzky story too. And welcome, Susie.
Oh,
Sorry,
cool.
Marty.
Thank you.
We got some more people joining in the
Yeah.
chat.
So Keith Richards quotes on this album, "You get on stage and make other people feel happy, make them feel good." That's Keith Richards. This happens to be caricatures of the Rolling Stones in the dark ages called the Rolling Stones Gold from the Brian Jones era.
Wow.
Sealed.
I've
That-
never seen such a thing ever.
That is hen's teeth. And that's not the full-size LP. That's a small one.
That's one of those, what is it, a 12 inch or
7.
7-inch.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Is
no,
it
12
sealed?
inch, you're right. Yeah, totally sealed. It's a numbered copy, 1,489 out of 2,000 made. Not bad.
Wow.
I got one at least.
You
happy
got one.
I'm happy about that. Then I'm doing a big toy show
Oh,
this Saturday in Vancouver. I did a giant record show last week, which was amazing, and had a great time and saw a lot of people and connected the dots. This time,
sell a lot of records or
yeah,
buy a lot.
No, I actually, this is one of the first times I came in under budget. I
Oh,
budget for those shows, and I came way back because it gets to a point you have it all.
you've got everything.
You've got it, so you don't need any more. But I'm not going to bore anybody any longer with what I do at shows. Here is a seal for the show coming up. Here is a sealed Beatles Yellow Submarine model that you put together. It's never been opened. It's totally sealed, and that's going to go there. I sold the last one for $125.
Wow.
I have 3, so I figured, do I need 3? No.
No.
Do I need 2? No. Do I need 1? Yes.
Yes.
Keep 1.
Of course.
Sell
Keep one,
2.
sell the other ones.
Sell 2. Then I came across some of my stuff, a pretty rare thing, an American Prayer by Jim Morrison and Music by the Doors.
Wow. I think I've seen that before.
You probably have. That's the look that he came out as.
Right.
That's the classic Doors. And
Yeah.
we were actually at the Morrison Hotel with Ringo, and Henry Diltz, the photographer, had made shirts with skeleton characters of the Doors, and he gave Ringo and myself and the band, all of us that. Here's one that I did the Zappa show many years ago, but
Did you
here's
say
one,
the Zappa show?
yeah, Frank Zappa
Yeah.
in Wisconsin at the State Fair. I was doing a whole week of festivals and truck pulls and that. He was one of the acts. So prior to his passing, I met the man. Now here, never to be seen, 2 original albums on one album, The Burnt Weenie Sandwich and Weasel's Rip My
Rip My Flesh. Yeah.
Flesh. But this happens to be a German pressing.
Oh,
So double albums.
Double album.
with the song gatefold and the songs on it. So it's called Two Originals of the Mothers of Invention, and it's got the gun on the front.
Never seen.
Never seen.
Paul
never-
Archer's gonna want that.
Oh yeah,
Big Zappa fan.
yeah. Well, Archer would probably like this kind of stuff too, because as you know, there's various levels of collecting. You and I do the Elvis, and we do records that we like, and you do stuff that you like. This one is the
Commander Cody.
Commander Cody and the Spaceman, and that's the kind of stuff that Jason Mills, our film division, would like. That's a Commander Cody. And
So I have a story about Commander Cody. He
Okay.
actually rented my electric grand piano
Wow.
when they played at the town pump,
Okay.
and I got him to sign underneath.
Excellent.
And I got Jerry Lee Lewis to sign
Yeah.
it, and Dr. John, and
Excellent.
everything. They're all rubbed off.
Yeah, because they put them on felt pen and you sweat and you wipe off your piano
Yeah.
and they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a really interesting show to watch Commander Cody and watch
Yeah.
him play my piano, which was really cool.
Oh yeah.
So
And then
that's an amazing cover. I love that cover.
yeah, I love that cover. I love this cover too. This one, Sounds to Make You Shiver. I love that.
Now, is that a sound effect record?
Yeah, it's all scary stuff, and it's put out by Pickwick, but the
Yeah.
Keel Records did the distribution on it. Now, here's a skill testing one. Well, first I'll do this one because this involves you and I. We'll do this one together. This one here was when you and I were up in Merritt and we were interviewing Burton Cummings for our Let's Talk Rock with Colin and Marty. And
Yeah.
then we ran across these fellas. Happens to be the boys from Molly Hatchet.
Oh, Molly Hatchet.
Yeah. Now, unbeknownst to you and I, I'm sure, that 2020, which was after we did the interview with them up at
Merritt.
Merritt, what happened was the final member passed. So now the whole band is gone. And these two records have now skyrocketed because there's not an original guy left, and they only did two. So these are the albums.
Wow.
And I
Well,
love
we
the
still
album.
have that. We still have that interview in the can. I
Oh,
don't think we ever.
absolutely.
I
One
don't
night-
think we released that one.
No, we never released it. And remember, they wanted to get the footage
Yeah.
that I had when I had Leslie Weston Mountain on a 7-camera shoot because their plane was late, and we ended up doing Leslie's full concert as Mountain, and then 3 of their songs before they came. Before I came to get the tape and leave the fairgrounds. But needless to say, that was then. This is now.
You got some very rare footage, especially if that's a 7-camera shoot.
It is a 7-camera shoot with 3 Molly Hatchet songs, the first 3.
We got to get that out.
We'll get it out. Here's one that we will stump. I mean, you want to stump? This is a stumper.
Okay.
I can't. I'm gonna take the name away. I don't want to give it away. I wonder how many of our viewers could guess who that is. Pardon me, I'm a little crooked. Who that is?
The guy in the red shirt.
Yeah.
Oh.
The first time I saw it, I said Stray Cats. I said
I was
Brian
going to say Brian Setzer because he's got a bit of that look.
wrong. And then another guy said to me, "Oh, David Bowie." Wrong. So to reveal to our viewers and
Eric Clapton.
no. Guess what? Read and weep.
Celine Dion.
Read and weep. The
Uh-oh.
first ever recording of Celine Dion sealed.
Wow.
Sealed. I guarantee you, Colin, she doesn't have this.
I believe you. I totally believe you. I would never have guessed. But
Which tells me there should be a Celine goat.
I like that in the corner of that where it says "We Are Vinyl."
Yeah,
That's
We
good.
Are Vinyl is
Yeah.
good. I'll give you now this one you should get, Call. It's not that difficult. but we'll put it out there. We all know this album.
Yeah.
We all know it. We all know who Boston is, the songs they sang. We all love artwork.
Yeah.
All our lives, from the time we saw this till now, we thought that was a spaceship hovering over and there was more spaceships coming. The truth of the matter is they're all acoustic guitars.
It's a guitar, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a round back ovation.
Yeah, exactly. And then the little ones, but the biggest one is there. You can see the neck. You can see the guitar.
Yeah, the bridge, yeah.
And everybody thought
it was a spaceship.
This is, yeah.
Jason saying, Marty, I don't know if my heart would go on without you. A little Celine Dion.
Oh, yeah, Celine. Yeah. Little Celine.
And Maria's in the house. She's saying, free the goats. Welcome.
No, definitely free the goats. Now, you and I are familiar with this, and we should have done this with our Star Talk. We still, I mean, pardon me, not with our Star Talk, with our Let's Talk Rock. We could probably put out an album such as this and list all the stars. This happens to be the American tour with Ed Rudy, and he, this one is the
Ed Beatles. Rudy. I don't know that name. Who's
no, Ed Rudy was a DJ, and he put out this Spotlight series, Radio Pulse Beat News, and he rushed it out to all the radio, and it was all interviews he did with the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles! Wow.
Yeah, when they first, the first.
Have you listened to it?
No, never.
Is it sealed?
No, but it's as
we should make a recording of that. That would be fabulous.
Yeah, it says here in person interviews, documentary. Yeah, it's so he documented all interviews. The record's pristine. Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that.
We can pretend it's you and I interviewing the Beatles.
That's also we could also.
Well, not you, not me, but you. He says you were around then. Just say, hey, this is me interviewing the Beatles back when.
Right, and then I'll be.
Nobody knows who Ed Rudy is. You got the.
Yeah.
You're the only one who has it.
And I'll be in Sing Sing for the rest of my life. I'll be the Birdman of Sing Sing.
Well, Ringo will get you out.
Yeah, he'll get me out. Now this one happens to be the War of the Worlds thing, and it's on it. There's a ton of Beatles covers. Different artists did Beatles covers, which it's a very, very deluxe limited edition with a 32-page booklet, but it's got all sorts of Beatles covers on it.
Any famous bands doing the Beatles?
Ambrosia is doing Magical Mystery. Elton John's doing Lucy in the Sky.
Okay.
Bee Gees are doing Golden Slumbers. Rod Stewart's doing Get Back. Jeff Lynne, with a little help from my friends and Nowhere Man.
Wow, that's great.
Tina Turner doing Come Together. Frankie Valli doing A Day in the Life. The Bee Gees doing Sun King. Let's see.
That's a serious find.
Yeah. The Four Seasons doing We Can Work It Out. Huh.
Wow.
I've never, ever heard, never played. I've never taken it out. I bought a Beatles collection, which I showed last year with the sheet music. I also bought the vinyl as well. This one, in its day, was called Off the Beatle Track.
Instrumental versions.
Yeah, and it's the Beatles' big hits, directed by George Martin and his orchestra.
Wow.
So,
first off,
Jason Witt wants to know. We'll talk about that later. We can't veer off. We can discuss that later, Jason. It's actually the RCA studio monitors and the tuners and the turntable from RCA Toronto. I bought it from Gary Peterson, the drummer of the Guess Who, with the option of returning it back to him. That was in whenever he moved to South Carolina. That's got to be 25 years ago. He's never called in the marker. So,
speaking of that, Noah was just saying that, asking me if I performed Guess Who and coming songs at the show the other night. And yes, in fact, I did. And I also dedicated a song to my daughter who had
Wow.
a birthday.
Very
So
cool.
I said to
Allie?
the crowd, I said to everybody in the audience, I said, I'd like to dedicate this song to my daughter. It's her birthday tonight.
Wow.
And so I played a song. Meanwhile, my daughter was still in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And my wife was there, and a lot of people started going by and says, "Oh, you must be so proud of your dad."
It's a Laurel. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love
funny.
that. I love it, my friend. I love it. That's amazing. Now, this one is an Australian compilation on Apple Records called the Essential Beatles.
On Apple Records.
I had never, ever seen
I've
it
never seen that either.
in my life, but it came out of this guy's collectibles. Thank God. And the one that blew me away, I couldn't believe, I saved the best for last, my friend, was same album. These two bands on the same album live.
Wow.
The Beatles and the Stones on the same album live.
Hold it back a little bit. All we can see is the beat. Back a little further, up. There you go. The Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Wow.
Live.
What a bizarre cover, too. You got to put that on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. I should put that on the
That would
wall.
make
I agree with you. And I found probably another rarity. When we were doing the Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band here, the press phoned up and said, well, we want to do an interview and we want to do you guys to play some songs and it'll go on the news, this, that. I said, come on down. In the meantime, they take a picture.
I have that picture. I have that Vancouver Sun.
I'm sure you do.
Signed.
Thursday, June 8th, 1995. Now, the ironic part about this is there's the band. The only person absent from this photo is John Entwistle.
That's true.
He's not there. But in the review, on the second page news clipping, they mention him when they list the band members. But they did do a brief interview with Ringo, and it's quite interesting to turn back the hands of time to 1995.
Can't believe it was that long ago. We were in the York Theater. Remember that?
Yeah, rehearsing. And we had Ken Boychuk's Leslie
in Hammond, Oregon.
I phoned him up. He came down. It was all tuned up. He delivered it. I gave him tickets to the show. I had the whole 9 yards. And
we went to that Italian place for what was that called?
We went there for my birthday too. It was called not Tony's, not Paul's. It'll Come to Me.
Very famous by the York Theater.
Come to Me. It's closed. They changed hands. I should know it. I ate there enough times, but it'll come to me. If anybody knows the name of the restaurant where we had my birthday party, as well as where we used to go all the time in 1995, please call in for a free sausage. Anyway, what are we doing? We're doing this, and we're talking that, and I put that away. Oh, you were away, and I found for Dora this, so I'm going to send it to her. Our Starwire team gal, and it's got 2 bonus episodes on it, Benny the Castaway and Dora's Moonlight Adventures. So she should like that. And I found a singing companion, Colin, because you do all the singing, but I found this guy, and I hope he's in good voice tonight. I call him Paul, and it says
I think we should call him Gino.
The Blue Man. Hey,
the Blue Man.
In blue. So here's the Blue Man. And it says, it's hard to be nostalgic when you can't remember anything. But let's see if he works tonight.
When I get older, losing my hair many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. If I've been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still see me when I'm 64? Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. Your sincerity is wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Wow. Where do you find these things?
Well, I got an orchestra. I got a band. I mean, I've got guitar players. I got everything. It would be great for us to do a video with all these characters. I got about 40 of them.
Wow.
But lots of fun. Had a great time, and we missed you last week, and we're making up for it now. Reminiscing. Talked to Randy. Talked to Barry. Barry's going to do a book. A table book of photos. You're in a lot of the shots, and we talked about some great stuff today. There was a celebration of life for Bill Wallace's wife, Debbie, who passed, and actually, she sang at her own celebration. Wallace had some stuff, great recordings in that, and he had her sing them there at her own celebration, which I thought
own recordings. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. There was a lot of calls out there. Reached out to Graham Shaw and the Sincere Serenaders, the guy that Cassavants used to play guitar with them in Winnipeg, and Randy and I went back, as a matter of fact, to 1983 for the sake of discussion, the first Bachman and Cummings tour, and he's writing a book. And in the book, there's a chapter pertaining to a certain theater we played at and the events around it. And he had wanted to confirm the fact of the theater, the fact that the theater was that name, which we did. And then he also
Nick Spaghetti House.
There it is. The man wins the sausage. Would you like an Oscar Mayer? Okay.
We got to move on with the show. We're past half past here, and we've got a guest.
You're the host.
We have a guest, but it was good to reminisce. That was a great picture of the Ringo days at New York Theater and Nick Spaghetti House.
We were in Seattle too.
Yeah, that was a really good time, and I also went to the Commodore with all those guys. If you remember that night,
that's true.
That was with Billy Preston and John Entwistle and Felix Cavalieri and Mark Farner.
That's right.
And I got to. Just really understand a little bit. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. They were just really good guys. And actually, we went on tour later with Mark Farner did quite a few shows. And I was a big Grand Funk fan when I was a kid.
We'll get him back. Mark's a good friend. I've got his home number. I'm going to call him.
Yeah, we'll get him on this show. We've got a lot of people we have to get on this show as soon as these. And we want to save the best for the GOAT group.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, we've got a special show tonight, and we want to welcome back onto the show a guest that we had last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what episode it was.
Our first season.
Yeah, our first season, and he was the singing construction guy, if you remember.
That's right.
And beautiful voice, but he's written a new song, and so we're gonna get him back on the show, and we're really excited to have Gino Gerussi with us tonight. Welcome. Back, Gino.
Hey.
And like the blue bear, we got the blue guy here.
I love it. How you doing, man?
How you guys doing? I'm doing great. Thank you.
So you look like you're in a studio there. Where are you right now?
I'm in my studio. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And that's on the West Coast near Vancouver.
He's in Mexico,
yeah,
Gino.
Oh, you're in Mexico, Colin. Oh, okay.
Oh, I am.
All right. Yeah. I'm in Langley, British Columbia.
I'm in Richmond.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to come visit you when I get back. People are saying hi to you in the chat. They're saying welcome back, Gino. So it's good to have you. So since we last had you on the show, the world has changed a lot. What have you been doing? What have you been working on?
Well, I've been working on a lot of things. First of all, I'm working with Marty and David quite a bit lately, and they sent me a song called "When She Cries," and it was sung by the lead singer of Chicago, and they sent it to me, and I redid it, and it's doing quite well in what Marty and David have for me. And then the war broke out here, and I really have a hard time with conflict. And I wrote this song sitting in front of my TV, and it just kind of flowed out of me. Like I wrote the song in about half an hour.
Wow.
Called,
I heard
Why
the
Can't We Live
song.
as One?
I heard the song night before last, and I just went, wow, this is fantastic.
Tremendous.
I think this would be a good opportunity maybe to play the song, Garnet,
I think so,
and then we
John.
can come back and talk about it.
That's right.
Those
You're
people
in
that
for
are
a
in the
treat.
chat, turn your speakers up.
Blow it up as big as you can, Garnett. There it is. Audio.
Blowing up is probably not the best term.
Wow.
Why do you people hurt you people all the time? I don't understand this, it's gotta be a crime. What you do, it doesn't make sense to me. Is this a war about freedom, religion, or imaginary line that you can't see from the sky? Or the color of someone's skin, I can't comply. Why don't you look in someone else's eyes? Hear and feel all the cries. There's pain and sorrow in everyone. You can't deny what I say. So tell me, what gives you the right to blow up people and places for God knows why? So you can say that you did, yeah you did. Oh, what a man. Why don't you face me? Why don't you face me instead of hiding behind getting in a plane, train, automobile? I don't care what it is. Why don't you look in someone else's eyes? Hear and feel all the cries. There's pain and sorrow in everyone. You can't deny what I say. Why can't we live as one? Why can't we live as one? I hope the whole world's listening to our song. Why can't we live as one? The future of our lives belongs here in the hands. So let them know, 'cause I don't wanna die. Now what can I do to make them understand that people like you are in some kind of dreamland, and your passion to die makes you feel alive. Time has come for you to realize the past is past and you got to let it go, so we can make this world a better place where we can all live as one. Why don't you look in someone else's eyes? Hear and feel all the cries. There's pain and sorrow in everyone. You can't deny what I say. Why can't we live as one? Why can't we live as one? I hope the whole world's listening to our song. Why can't we live as one? The future of our lives belongs here in our hands. So let them know, 'cause I don't wanna die. Why can't we live as one? Why can't we live as one? I hope the whole world's listening to our song. Why can't we live as one? So let them know, 'cause I don't wanna die. Why can't we live as one? Why can't we live as one? I hope the whole world's listening to our song. Why can't we live as one? The future of our lives belongs here tonight. So let them know, 'cause I don't wanna die.
Wow, that's some pretty amazing drumming as well, Gino.
Well, thanks. Yeah. I played all the instruments on that and then had my guys in my cover band. We just re-recorded it just recently. So, yeah.
Wow, talk about the guys in the band. Who's who was on that video with you?
So the first guy you see singing is Paul Minchell.
Yeah.
And he's played with Darby and he's played with Kenny Hess and and a few others. And
thought I
he's
recognized
actually
him.
a keyboard player. Yeah, he's actually a keyboard player. You know, he played in a lot of the top 40 bands in the 80s as well. Kids Wanna Rock, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Ian Monker on guitar. He's had his own bands for a long time. Him and I play with Doucette and a few others. He's been around a long time. Great guitar player.
Sorry, what was his name again?
Ian Monker.
Ian Monker. Okay, fantastic. And the vocals, fantastic. And a lot of that was you too, wasn't it?
Yeah. You got good ears, Colin.
Oh. Well, I'm excited about hearing what came out of your studio. So, who produced it? Who recorded it? Was mostly. Tell us about a little bit of the background. Everybody likes to know how these things got started.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so I did everything here in the studio, and then I sent the bass parts to Paul, and then had him play it at his house, and then I had Ian come in and do all the lead stuff here in my house, and then I did the drums here in my house too. I'll show you. I'll show you my studio here. You want to see the studio a little bit?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, so here's my drums. Can you see my drums?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And then over here is all my guitars.
Yeah.
My bass. My chord karma. You remember the chord karma?
I do remember the Karma.
Instant.
It was
KX.
the red one with it kind of looked like one of those banana seats that you had in the 70s.
Yeah.
Right.
And then here's my KX8, my MIDI controller, and then I got the speakers there, and I got the Warm. That's the U47
The
microphone.
U47 Warm Audio.
Yeah.
We just somebody mentioned Session Wire in the chat. We just got Warm Studios in Nashville set up with Session Wire, so
That's cool.
they're an official Session Wire recording studio.
That's probably the best. Me and that microphone are in love. It's the best microphone I've ever sang on, and I've even sang on a real U47. And we just did a comparison of one from CBS Studios and this, and you could barely hear the difference. And what they did with the Warm is on the U47, there's a little bit of high end. And you always have to peel it off. In this one, they already peeled it off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, we have a meeting, I think, with Bryce from Warm Audio next week, so I'm going to pass that on.
Oh my God.
Great.
That's awesome. I'd love to meet those guys.
If you go on, just Google Warm Studio on YouTube and look at this massive studio they built in Texas from the ground up.
God.
It is incredible.
Yeah,
You're just absolutely gonna. It blew my mind. I had to watch it twice. I just went, this is so great. I got to watch it twice. But not to take away from that song. It's a beautiful song, and you did such a great job. And you mixed it there in your house as well?
Yeah, I mixed it, and then Paul mixed that at his place a bit, and then we did the final mix sort of together. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that studio. Wow.
Oh, there's the studio.
Yeah, Warm Audio. Look at that. It's like a spaceship.
Oh my.
It's like the control.
I think if you go Garnet right to their website, the Warm Studio website, you can see the big room, which is really beautiful.
That seems to be a big enough room.
But let's there's the mic right there.
There it is.
Gino's mic. I might have to try one.
You go to Gino's studio and sing.
Yeah, Colin, let's go.
You got to collaborate on a song together and do something.
Let's do a song. Sure. We've been talking about that since we did some shows with the Legends of Rock and Roll.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
You've got the nice high voice, and I'll go there in there somewhere in the middle, and we'll do
You guys
some,
have become the new
of
Righteous
course.
Brothers.
some harmony rock. That would be great.
Yeah.
Oh my
You'll be the
God.
new Righteous
Yeah,
Brothers.
I'm all about the harmonies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it too.
I'll video it.
So
There you go.
last time we saw the construction musician and you kind of moved on in a bit of the different style, a little less crooning. I mean, that song is that's a powerful tune.
Yeah, like I come from, all kinds of music. My father was the keyboard player for Susan Jackson, the Poppy Family. And I've always loved, Billy Preston, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire,
yeah.
Tower of Power,
Absolutely.
and Toto's one of my favorite bands. Luke Luther's one of my favorite guitar players.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I could hear a
At the
bit of
end
that
the
in
day,
there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just love good music. I don't care if it's heavy metal, rock and roll, R&B, jazz. I just tend to write more on the jazz crooner side because, if I've been given this talent and this voice, I'm also use it to the max. And I find that, in my cover band, I sing Journey and Foreigner and Michael Jackson and Bruno Mars and all that kind of stuff. But when I come in here, I just become somebody else,
Well, you become you. And
Exactly.
that's the
Out
beauty.
there,
I
I'm
mean,
somebody else.
yeah, out there you're somebody else, but when you're in there, you're you, and you can really feel that in the song, in the presentation, and I love the arrangement, and fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I was wondering, like, did you arrange that, or was that our favorite piano player? But
No. Miles actually didn't have anything to do with this.
I said that facetiously because
but
Miles played on my record and did a bunch of arrangements as well. So we share a love for the talent
from him.
What an incredible talent
Just
that guy is.
Talent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, this is so much fun. Just catching up with you again and hearing that song and just seeing the way that you actually recorded. I think a lot of people like to look backstage. They like to see how things got started. And that's one of the things that we're doing. And I mean, you're a goat. We're all goats. And I think for those that don't know what that means, and you probably don't know what that means, that's a NFT that we're going to be launching pretty soon. And it's a group of like-minded individuals like yourself that love music, that love entertainment, that also want to be part of it, that want to see the background and be part of like what Marty's been showing. He's been showing some collectibles and some stories behind things.
Yeah.
And who knows where that's going. People want to be part of a community. They want to be part of this environment where they can be and feel the music a little bit more than just streaming it from Spotify or something. They want to connect with the people that actually made the music. And so with what we heard tonight, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I've done with the song and with Marty and David is I've actually taken the song and donated it to the Ukraine. So what that means is any funds that come towards that song, I'm giving 100% to the Ukraine people because I just feel so, devastated that in this day and age that this guy did what he did. And I don't want to get into politics because I'm not a politician.
No problem.
I'm a guy that loves people, no matter what color, no matter what you are. I don't care what you are. And in the, the chorus really came to me at 100 miles an hour. Why can't we live as one? And it kept going through my head. I didn't know what the chorus of the song was going to be. And that just kept coming through my head. Like, why can't we live as one? Like, when you look at the earth from the sky, and I even put that in one of the lines is like, the imaginary line that you can't see from the sky. It's like, there are no borders. When you look at this earth, there's no borders. There's no nothing.
No.
And so, the opening line is, why do we hurt our people all of the time? I don't understand this. It's got to be a crime. What you doing? It's like, what are we doing? Like, with the black movement, the yellow movement, the orange movement, the green movement, whatever. It's like, there's all this conflict, and that song for me represents me saying to the world, let's just come together and love one another. Basically, that's the song to me.
Yeah, the golden rule. And Janet is in the house. She's saying hello, greetings from Colombia.
Yeah.
And it's great when we get people from all over the world tuning in. And, you know, I agree with that sentiment, Gino. Why can't we live as one? And I think we can. I think it's really about, you know, the attitudes that we have and truth. Yeah, somebody's saying truth in the chat.
Mhm.
So it's been great having you on the show tonight and hearing that song. And for those people that want to listen to it again, maybe Garnet, if we could post a link in the chat somewhere to the actual
listeners,
place where they can listen to it, whether it's on YouTube or wherever you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that'd be great. It's much better with headphones. I was listening to it the other night with headphones, and I said to my wife, I said, Gino's just got a wonderful song here. You got to hear this.
Oh, cool.
And I put on the noise cancellation headsets, and it was just a real treat. So thank you for that. And it's in the chat.
If you want to see it and you want to donate, you go to Keep Smiling Movement. And they're the ones that are doing the donation to the Ukraine. So you can go there and see it.
All right. Keep Smiling Movement.
I like it.
Seems to me I heard that somewhere else before. Was that Andrea?
Could be.
Yeah, Andrea. Be.
Yeah, Andrea.
Bring Garnet in. He's
Dr. Andrea. Oh, we've got to get Garnet in here. We're already at 10:02. You can stick around with us, Gino. We're going to bring Garnet on because everybody in the chat here is wants some goat information.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing awesome. Yeah, the one thing, you're talking about borders and bringing the conversation into some of, what originally inspired us to put Starwire together and the Goats was, Colin and I both had connected in crypto, and we discovered there was something there. When Bitcoin was originally created, part of what was built in to the very core of it was borderless, and it was open, and it was public, and it was censorship resistant. It was sort of, free of all of the, whether it's a corporation or a government that is trying to, get their message out. Bitcoin was created to be neutral, and that's really what made it so powerful. And so as we started to create a token and build an idea for a creative collection, we wanted to build in some of those same values into it, that it would be open, that it would be public, it would be borderless.
You're fading in and out, man. You're on another planet. You're on another planet.
You're blinking in, and you don't even have the green screen tonight.
I have no idea what's going on.
Just blinked out.
It always tell you
what, we can hear
bring
you.
Up my screen. Let me bring my screen.
Blame it on the producer. Blame it on the producer.
Okay, here's one of my first images to share. This was Gary at South by Southwest last week, and he's holding up
the goat.
Picture of the goats. South by Southwest is a huge film and music conference. It happens every year in Austin, Texas, and this was the year that this film called Still Working 9 to 5 premiered their film, and here we can see the ratings. They're starting to get reviews come in. Their film premiered last Wednesday and Friday, and as you can see, 88% fresh rating is amazing. So they had a really successful launch of their feature film, their documentary. And their documentary is really about examining from when the first film came out, Working 9 to 5, with Dolly Parton, Lily, and Jane Fonda. It was examining inequities in women in the workplace. And it was sort of like, hey, okay, it's 40 years later. Let's see what has changed. So if you're interested in that topic, and it's really quite sort of fascinating how they brought the original cast members back and seeing how powerful, someone had a screenplay idea and they had a song. It was a song, Dolly's song, Still Working 9 to 5, and this movie. And really it was not just entertainment, but Gino, like you're doing with your song, it's creating a movement and sharing powerful ideas about how we want to see the world changed. And the filmmakers came to us and they said, we know that NFTs are a powerful technology for change. And we know that our movie highlights the problems, but it's going to be a technology like blockchain and NFTs that actually is going to be the call to action where we begin to see change brought about. And they said, you guys know everything about NFTs. Can we come, will you help us and collaborate with us? And we said, absolutely. We said, there's only one thing you got to do to work with us. I'll go to our GOATS website, which is up now. Here we have the GOATS. This is the Mofo GOATS. And, we said there's one thing you have to do to collaborate with us. That is, you need a GOAT. And really, the GOATS are a club. And for anyone who's kind of not, maybe you're the first time watching this video, you haven't heard about it. But what we've done is created 5,000 sort of computer generated, randomized GOATs. Each one is different. And we picked certain things, like you can see these GOATs here. That's the Gene Simmons bass guitar. There's the Jimmy Page guitar, the double neck. That GOAT's wearing the Michael Jackson jacket from the Dangerous tour, wearing the hat from, what's his name, from ZZ Top. What's the guy's name from ZZ Top that wears the special toques like that? Marty, you would know.
It can only be
Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons.
Yeah,
Hill,
that's it. He's got the
beard because they don't wear a hat. He doesn't wear a hat.
Yeah. So anyway, the GOATs, we're close to minting these. The idea is before next week.
There's the Steve Tyler microphone.
Say again?
The Steve Tyler microphone with the scars on it.
Yeah, that's right. Every sort of trait from these GOATs, there is something what was inspired by the great ones, the greatest of all time, right?
That's right.
So the idea is quite simple. We want a bunch of creatives to come into, whether you're a filmmaker like Gary and his team that created that documentary, Gino, who's an amazing music producer, vocalist, drummer. We're going to gather together these creators and we're going to collaborate together. And, when someone needs help with one project, someone is strong in one area, we're going to get these projects done. And the idea is a little bit from every project is kind of come back into our GOATS treasury. And in the future, as new projects come to us, they're going to be able to, write a proposal. And as a GOAT, you have a voice to cast a vote. And we're going to launch projects. And we're going to just see success all around.
Speaking of launch, we got about 2 minutes left. I noticed that on the website, is the GOAT paper ready if people go there, or do we need to give it a few more days?
The GOAT paper will be up in the next 48 hours, maybe not 24 hours. We'll say 48 hours.
On up some more.
All right.
And what the GOAT paper, there's the Marty goat.
Hang on. Hold that.
You see the Marty goat?
Hold that there. I need that for 1 second. Don't move. Leave
Oh,
that.
you want to take a picture of that?
Absolutely. Have
It's
to have-
like
it's me. It's
we,
moi.
we custom designed that beard just for you.
Custom design. I gotta like it. Okay,
So Scott Rogers is in the room, Ray's in the room, Russell Crowe, welcome back. Collabify NFT, thanks for joining us. Ray Pep, always great to see you in the chat.
I love it.
And just
Thanks,
before
Tom.
we wrap up, I wanted to say, get ready for the goats. Are we going to do a giveaway tonight, Garnet?
I don't think we have a giveaway tonight.
Okay.
No,
but,
not tonight.
but stay.
We're getting
stay,
stingy. We're getting stingy with our wait listings now.
Well,
No. We've got some announcements to make about the launch. For anyone who's wanting first grab at those goats, we're going to be sort of announcing our strategy because what's coming up is now where is my website that I had here? Oh, and it's gone. Anyway. Austin and Ty are headed to Los Angeles on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for NFT LA, and they're going to be
NFTLA, yeah.
I think that's the name of it. Then the week or the 3 days after that, they're going to Miami. So we're having a real push on the weekend. We're going to mint the goats. And then Monday, Austin and Ty are going to hit the streets of LA and going to be repping us down there with their neon backpacks and showing the goats. So what we want over the weekend is just a really powerful launch. And then we're going to continue with kind of just marketing all the way through Los Angeles and Miami. And what Gary said here was they're headed to Toronto next. They'll be arriving at the Toronto Film Festival, and they'll be launching the second premiere, the Canadian premiere in Toronto. And by that time, the goats are going to be, so we'll both be launched. The film will be launched, the goats will be launched, and it's going to be, the fun is going to
The fun is just getting started.
The song is launching. Yep. So it's all good. Good.
Thanks, Garnet. That's fantastic. And we've got a few more people. George has joined the chat. And once again, just want to say thank you to Gino. Great to have you on the show. The blue light is spectacular.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you look great. It looks like he's in a space.
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it a lot.
And thanks, Garnet, for the update. Appreciate that. And everybody's looking for a whitelist in the chat and asking when's the mint. So we'll have to give you an update next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Startalk Live. Thanks, Marty. Great job tonight. That was some amazing stuff.
The goats will be free by next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we're gonna turn them loose.
Turn me loose.
That's right.
Hey, that could be a title of a song.
There could be. Wow. Tell me about it.
All right. Great show, guys. Thanks, Gino. Thanks, Garnet. Thanks, Marty. And we'll see you all next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Star Talk Live with Colin and Marty.
God bless.